Their appeals for help are plain to hear. Many trapped in the blaze that would soon kill 74 people, at least 12 of them children. What is now a blackened shell housed hundreds of families densely packed onto 5 floors. The abandoned building, owned by the city, was illegally taken over by criminal gangs, which charged vulnerable people such as the homeless to live there.
This is a tragic event, an incident, and one that is unprecedented given the number of lives that has been lost in this incident. We will do our best to ensure that we act diligently in investigating the fire and equally in our pursuit to reclaim the hijacked and illegally occupied buildings in the city.
The Johannesburg City Council and police have been criticized for not doing enough to stop lawlessness and extortion by criminal gangs. Some blame poor city management and slum landlords for the disaster. City officials say there are as many as 400 hijacked or illegally occupied buildings here. Many of them derelict and not fit for habitation. Critics say poor governance and an ongoing housing crisis are contributing to the problem.
A hijacked building is an easy target.
The Inner City Property Owners Association says buildings have been commandeered for 20 years. And if city officials inspected buildings as often as they should, fewer buildings would be illegally occupied.
A lot of it has got to do with building neglect and opportunity from criminal syndicates. So building hijackers will literally drive around the city looking for buildings that aren't managed properly, that aren't looking good, that aren't well maintained, and they will go into those buildings because they're easy targets.
She says slum landlords often use violence and intimidation to control tenants.
The lesson for us is that we've got to address this problem and root and everything else, root out those criminal elements, because it is these types of buildings that are taken over by criminals who then levy rents on vulnerable people and families who need and want accommodation in the inner city.
But for the dead and those mourning them, the government's attention has come at a high cost. Fahmida, Al Jazeera, Johannesburg.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.